so far this year, 52 innings pitched. ERA is good at 3.98, but he has had a couple of rough innings in his last 2 outings where an error or a walk has affected him, and it's turned a 2-run inning into a 5-run inning. He's got to eliminate that by his own admission. He said, especially that last start at Cleveland, that did affect him when he made the error, and he should have put the Cleveland Indians away. He didn't, so expect him to step it up tonight.
Here's Cabrera stepping in to lead off, and the pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Now, the frustrating part about those starts, especially the last one, Shields was throwing the ball extremely well and had it all get away from him.
I think he had the best changeup the last 2 starts that he's had all year. Command, he had excellent command, but one big inning, one in Boston for 5 runs, a couple of home runs, and that error by Uemura opened up three more runs in that particular inning against the Indians.
And the strike, and the count is 1-2. The last start for Shields. Down, and the count goes to 2-2. That would have been on Thursday against the Cleveland Club when he gave up 10 hits in 5 innings, 5 runs, 2 of which were earned.
Right. Only walked 1 in that game.
A little tap foul. So the count is still 2-2. Plate umpire tonight is Lance Barksdale out of Mississippi. He's got 5+ years of big league time in, and it's going to be kind of interesting because, at least in the past, he tends to skew kind of a lenient strike zone down. This one bounced through the middle, and it's going to go into center field for a base hit. Cabrera is aboard. We'll see how that works out tonight. I would think, Kevin, that's something that might be a plus for Shields.
Absolutely. James has to keep the ball down, elevate occasionally when he needs to, but with all of his arsenal of pitches, the fastball, the 2-seamer, the cutter, the curveball occasionally, and the 2 changeups he throws, you would think, hey, stay down there, and you'll have a lot of success tonight. The defense for the Rays tonight: Carl Crawford in left, B.J. Upton in center. Gabe Kapler gets a start against the lefty for the A's tonight. In right field, Evan Longoria and Jason Bartman on the left side. The right side, Aki Uemura and Carlos Pena. Joe Hernandez behind the plate. Defense of the line. Review brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket. We're saving you money. It is our passion.
And the first pitch, a fastball strike call to Kurt Suzuki. Runner at first with nobody out. Foul straight back. You can forgive Suzuki if he entered this game just a little sore from the night he had last night behind the plate, particularly that left shoulder.
Yeah, he got a fastball about 93 off the shoulder. He got crossed up. He called a curveball, but Gallagher threw a fastball and got it, I believe, in the left shoulder.
Swing and a miss. He's out of there on strikes. Well, Shields got ahead of him 0-2 and then went right to that changeup to get him.
Great arm speed once again. Looks like a fastball. Just good arm speed. Bottom falling out.
Bring up Jack Cusk, the designated hitter.
Here's the all or nothing guy right here. He had a bomb last night. The game was out of hand at that point. Got a fastball down the middle. Neiman was just trying to challenge him to get through the 8th inning, and Jack hit a 2-run home run. But he does strike out a ton also.
Pitch is down. Cabrera had bluffed to start from first. He's starting to stop over there.
Yeah, the A's don't do a whole lot of running. Only 14 stolen bases all year. That's tied for 27th in Major League Baseball.
Not only that, but they've been caught 10 times, so that's a negative. I mean, if you're not 2 for 1 in the steal department, you're not doing yourself any good.
That's exactly right. About 66, 67% is what you want. Anything over 70 is good, and when you're doing what the Rays are doing, it's incredible. 90%.
This one is a little high. 2 balls, no strikes.
That's a good guy for a changeup right here. He's a good cripple hitter. Likes to hit 2-0, 3-1 fastballs.
1 on, 1 out. Shields misses. From a fastball, and the count is 3-0.
He'll swing here too. 3-0. He gets a fastball. And he'll look to do one thing with it. Get it out of the ballpark.
There's a strike call. 3-1. And now the Rays shift. This is a count-to-count kind of thing.
Sure is. And a smart thing, really. It's a hitter's count right here.
Fouls it out of play the other way into the upper deck down the left field side. So Shields has come back to run the count full on him.
Interesting, because yesterday against the shift, he bunted for a base hit in the first inning.
Cabrera opened the game with a single to center. He's at first. Swing and a miss. He got him. Well, he held that changeup back and then finally threw it there on 3-2 to get him on strikes.
Sure did. He saved his bullet when he get back in the count. And with 2 strikes, there's the third one right there. Excellent changeup once again.
So that's nice after falling behind him 3-0 to come back to get him on strikes. 2 outs with a man still at first, and in steps Matt Holliday. A ball, no strikes. Holliday in last night's game went 0 for 3, was victimized by that great running catch in foul territory by Ben Zobrist down in the right field corner. Whoops, there goes the bat down near the end of the dugout on a cut and a miss. The count is 1-1.
Some hands right there.
Well, right now, Holliday is the leader in the bat toss contest. He takes an early lead.
Get my money on him. Strong. Little cut to it right here. Little slide ball. He got way out in front and let it fly. Well, he's loose anyway.
And then just a bat flying by the limbs down there in low third.
Behind the scenes for the cameraman here. That's inside the Rays.
Foul the other way, out of play. A breaking pitch. It's 1-2.
All right, there he is. All right, be careful.
Hey, very steady, you know, that right on that all the way.
That's really tracking a bat, right? Right there, right into the limbs.
Yeah, and you'll get an inside look and a behind the scenes look. Immediately following our
fun
game.
Stuff. I love that.
Inside the Rays, that'll be coming up.
What the heck is Cabrera think he's doing?
I don't know. He's like he's trying to land a plane or something over there at first base. He's throwing that right arm up and down.
Trying to distract Shields.
See if we can get him to do it again. Pitch is low. So a full count here on Holliday. Well, it's a real choice for a hitter. Here's Holliday 3-2. He knows Shields has a couple change-ups. He saw the guy before him get a 3-2 change-up. Yet you don't want to be late if you're looking for a fastball, looking for the change, and you get the fastball.
It's tough to sit on a change.
And the pitch is inside. He missed with a fastball and walks Holiday. So 2 men on with 2 men out.
You know, Shields has one of those change-ups. You can sit on it and still not hit it. That's why you keep looking fastball.
Yep.
And if you've got the good mechanics and see the ball well, you hope you can stay back and adjust to off speed. But when he has the good arm speed, it looks like a fastball coming out, and it's about 10 or 12 miles an hour slower.
You know, Cabrera is really something here. Giambi going after the high fastball and missing. The Rays adjusted their shift for Giambi, and Cabrera was back there gesticulating, trying to get the Rays defender's attention and move him around himself. He's having an interesting little trip here around the bases so far.
He's having fun talking to himself out there on the base. Of course, he didn't like. He wanted Balfour to throw the ball over the plate, and Balfour did. Didn't he in the playoffs last year?
Yep.
He did. Set him down.
Yep. Down and in. The count is 1-1. 2 men on, 2 men out. We're at the top of the first. 1-2.
From 94, the first pitch fastball, to 82 on the changeup. Great differential right there between the two pitches.
Oh, pretty close right there. That's going to take the count to 2-2. Shields hoping to catch the corner.
Let's take a look at the camera right here. It's a little bit around it. Pretty darn close, though. It did go around it a little bit.
Yep. Nice job by Hernandez receiving that one. Back up the middle, and right there is Bartlett. Had him played perfectly. So Giambi is out of there. Couple men left on base. It will be Upton, then Carl Crawford, and Longoria due up in the Rays' bottom of the first as they come in to hit. The bottom half of the first with B.J. Upton leading it off, and then Carl Crawford and Evan Longoria. It will be Carlos Pena in the cleanup spot ahead of Jason Bartlett and Willie Ibar. Hawkinor, Evil Moore, Gabe Kapler, and then Michelle Hernandez.
Left-hander Josh Outman on the mound for the Oakland A's.
With a name like that, he was born to be a pitcher.
He wants to be an out man.
Yeah, and the first pitch to B.J. Upton is a fastball in around 92 for a strike.
5 starts overall. Earned run average is decent, 4.05 in 26 2/3 innings.
1-1 to count.
Pretty tough on lefties. Fastball 90 to 92, slider, occasional curve, and a changeup.
There's a bunt, rolling foul up the third base side. Not a bad idea for BJ right there. Just bunted it foul, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. BJ drew a walk last night to start the Rays first and eventually scored. He walked his first time up Sunday and scored a run. Behind in the count now and fouls it right back.
He did a nice job at getting his hands inside that one. Fastball got on him, but he got right through it. Fouled it straight back.
Pitch is fouled the other way, out of play. Holding the count in 1-2.
Outman's got the short arm action. Reminds me a little bit of Kenny Hill or maybe a Terry Mulholland.
Pitch is high. 2-2. It's an interesting case in high school because his father studied biomechanics for a long time and developed something of an unorthodox wind-up and delivery. Popped into right center field, and it's going to be the right fielder Cunningham coming on to make the catch. And he was pretty extreme to the point where it concerned scouts. They were a little reluctant to get involved in drafting him.
Well, let's take a look at the Oakland A's defensively. Matt Holliday in left, Ryan Sweeney in center. Aaron Cunningham gets a start in right. Bobby Crosby at third. Orlando Cabrera short. Adam Kennedy and Jason Giambi on the right side. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate for Josh Outman.
Carl Crawford. Pitch is down. A ball and no strikes. He would start his delivery with his left hand and his arm actually behind his head, almost in contact with his right shoulder.
Yeah, we saw some video on that. Very interesting, very unique.
Which is foul the other way, and out of that delivery, I guess the thinking on that is that it put less wear and tear on the rotator cuff, and more of the back muscles were involved in the delivery. Pitch is popped up left side. Crosby in foul territory handles that, so we have 2 outs here in the second inning. He's modified that delivery. He's a little more conventional, but not as conventional as most deliveries you would see. And the idea was, I guess, coming out of that unorthodox delivery is that, boy, he was right on top. I mean, he was top to bottom with his delivery, his pitches. Breaking ball to Longoria is in there for a strike.
Well, he hides the ball pretty well. He's pretty compact with delivery. He closes up. Short arm action. Dr. Mike Marshall, the former reliever, would like this because that's what he believes. He believes you don't actually break away and get on top of the ball because that puts more pressure on the rotator. You're actually underneath the ball before you get to the release point.
2 balls and a strike. Yeah, he sort of takes the twist, or you could say the idea behind this, you sort of take the wind out of wind up. 3 balls and a strike.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's, tell you one thing, with what he's doing, he's able to, less moving parts, he's able to repeat his delivery.
The chopper to short. Cabrera on the move, makes the throw to first, and Longoria is retired. The Rays are up and down 1-2-3, and we're at the end of an inning with no score. A minute of the action with Rays season tickets. Save up to 35%. Get great benefits and the best seats here at the Trop. Use them for business, entertainment, or family fun. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Adam Kennedy bounces the first pitch down to Carlos Pena. Takes care of that one unassisted.
That helps the old pitch count right there.
On away here in the second.
Shields had 26 pitches in the first inning, 15 for strikes. One pitch right here.
Now. Pitch is down. Ball, no strikes. A couple of base runners in that first inning on a single and a walk. They were left aboard. Sweeney tracks that one in and takes it for a strike.
There's that one at the knees with Lance Barksdale you were talking about. Stay down there. Get the calls.
Fly ball right field toward the line. Kapler cutting over and makes the catch. Two quick outs here in the inning.
Yeah, that ball got in on Sweeney right there. Breaking ball. Jammed him. Easy put out for Kapler.
Bobby Crosby. It's a strike call.
That just sounded like a strike.
Yeah, it sure did.
Pitchers love hearing that sound.
Ground ball third. Right there is Longoria. Across the diamond to Carlos Pena. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Nicely done. No score through an inning and a half. % on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Carlos Pena is going to open the second here for the Rays. Bartlett and Ibar to follow against the left-hander, Josh Altman. Pitch to Carlos is inside. Ball, no strikes. Stuff. He's good velocity, and that's one of the things that the A's are trying to figure out what to do with him. He's made now 6 starts. He's been out of the bullpen a couple times because he can come right into a game with great velocity out of the bullpen.
He had 94 there in that first pitch. Carlos, 93 right there.
Takes the count to 2-1.
The lefties so far this year against him are 3 for 22. That's a 136 batting average against. The right-handed hitters he's faced 22 for 84. That's 262.
And there's a shot down the right side, but it's pulled foul. Carlos got around on that one. A fastball and pulled it, but foul. 2-2 now. Well, Alvin gives you pretty much of a vertical look, but out of that, the ball seems to come right out from back of his cap.
Yeah, he hides the ball pretty well. That's what I'm saying. Very, not even a drop step really with the right foot. Why, he just picks it up, rocks a little bit, and turns.
This one is lifted into right, high fly ball. Cunningham looking for it, is there and makes the catch. It's the first out.
First curveball we've seen from Altman, a 75-mile-an-hour curve. Carlos hit it well. He was on it. Just missed hitting that one out.
Well, here's Jason Bartlett. Second in the league in hitting.
I did what I said I was going to do on the XM show today. About a good half hour, 40 minutes. I'm on the Jason Bartlett All-Star push.
I mean, you know, if you really think about it, this pitch is down. I mean, he would be. I mean, if you're figuring out who should be there right now, there's no question who it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what he's done. Look at the last 3 games. 7 for 10. He's up in the 5 spot today. I mean, he can hit anywhere in this lineup. Hit 384 coming in. 8 runs driven in. Last 3 games, couple of triples.
2-0 pitch. Popped up, foul, will carry out a play. And it's 2-1 here.
I actually talked to Ron Gardenhire today and his former manager, and I asked him about Jason. He said he did not want to give him up. He absolutely did not. I said, "Are you sure now that he's hit 384?" You know how Guard he is. He's a funny guy. He said, "No, I was really disappointed that we had to include him in the deal for Young."
Well, and I'll tell you from the Rays' perspective, as we see, big night last night, 5 runs batted in. He got his average minute scoring position up to 471. From the Rays' position, I mean, people look at Matt Gardner's arm, and boy, it's a great arm. But Bartlett was the guy for them in the deal. They wanted Bartlett.
Absolutely.
Curveball. The count goes full. I mean, he stepped right in, and immediately they had a major league shortstop who was just focused and aware all the time. 3-2, just foul outside of third.
I remember that first time before the season opened in Boston. We were talking with Andrew Friedman, and I know you knew this already, but Andrew explained that whole trade, and It was somebody they zeroed in on to help the defense, to help the pitching. Better defensive shortstop, let alone what he's done with the bats. You look at his minor league numbers. He had 330 in the minor leagues.
Ground ball. That's back at third. Grabbed by Crosby, and a throw is scooped over there by Giambi to get Bartlett. Bartlett hustling down the line. 2 gone. Well, when you can get a shortstop, a frontline everyday shortstop, the quality of Bartlett, and an arm like Garza in a deal, you just got to make it.
Absolutely. And you had, good offensive players already in the organization, like Carl Crawford, who also plays good defense. B.J. Upton, Evan Longoria was around the corner at the time. Carlos Pena. I mean, you could give up Young to get a #1 type pitcher and a super shortstop.
Really high bar, and the pitch is down. Well, I'll tell you, I remember when they made the deal, and Andrew Friedman was getting a little heat over trading Delman Young to Minnesota. And hey, Delman, a #1 guy in terms of the draft and all that, and with great ability. You wish him well, and he could go on and be a great hitter. But boy, when he had a chance to get those 2 guys in one trade, you're adding a lot to a club.
Well, you're talking about a #1 type starter, and Garza has #1 stuff. We all know that now. And you're talking about a skill position shortstop. You can't find that. You can't get a #1 starter and a starting shortstop in any trade for one guy like that. That's good evaluation right there. Gardy did admit, and I knew this before, he said the only thing when I had Jason early in his career in the big leagues, he said I just wanted him to take charge more defensively, be more of a leader.
Well, they sent him back
really?
to the minor leagues, and
I know that.
And Bartlett said that was a great thing for him. He said that was really a
wake-up call, so to speak.
And it was a challenge, and he was there to address the challenge.
Well, you don't have to be a vocal leader. You can do it by your presence on the field. And what you do on the field, defensively and offensively.
3-2 is skied to center with some carry. Sweeney not yet to the track, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 second. On to the third we go. No score.
Be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
We're 2 innings in. On to the third we go. Oakland will have Aaron Cunningham, the young outfielder, to lead off in this scoreless game. He's batting 9th in the lineup. Cabrera and Suzuki will follow as James Shields delivers and throws a First pitch fastball by him, strike one.
Nasty too, down and has some tail to it.
Ball, one strike. Couple of strikeouts and a walk through the first two for Shields. James is 3-1 lifetime against Oakland. Let's go back to the mound. He's got it. One away. Go back around to the top of the order. And fans, remember this year, team up with the St. Petersburg Times, the local newspaper, with one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. Subscribe by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. The top of the order, Orlando Cabrera. He chops this one foul. Just outside of third for a strike. Rays come in 20-20. They won 4 in a row. Running fourth in the East. Oakland 13-22. They've dropped 4 straight. How about that breaking ball?
Good curveball right there. Get back Cabrera out. He had to go think about it.
He's been moving in all kinds of directions in this game. Failing on that one.
Landing planes over there at first base at the arm signals.
Strikes the count on him.
A little impatient tonight, isn't he? He don't wait too long.
We're going to give him something out of the strike zone. See if he'll go after that. He's that impatient. With a breaking ball, and he fouled it.
Span the zone a little bit.
Cut to it right there.
Yeah, that was by design inside too. Watch Michelle Hernandez set up inside. That's a little cut slider, more of a cutter right there inside corner. The 3 was put down. Look at that, right over the inside corner. That's exactly what he wanted to do by design. It's not an accident.
2 gone. The breaking ball earlier in the count had a lot to do with the effectiveness of that pitch. And there's a strike to Suzuki. Some indecision.
Sure did. That
part of
curveball.
Cabrera.
Yeah, that curveball helped set that up. He saw the curve and 1 strike, and then he saw the cutter for strike 3.
Inside. 1-1. Into right. Kapler is there waiting. It's a 1-2-3 third. On to the home half of the inning, and we are scoreless. because we're not sure we know how it comes together, but it does. So don't miss the premiere of Inside the Rays on the air tonight, right after our game here on Sun Sport.
There's our man right there. In our booth.
Jimmy leads the charge here. Mike gets some of the greatest beauty shots we've ever seen.
I had no clue until I went into the truck when I was working for ESPN 12 years ago, working with you, as a matter of fact. How you put a game on. You go in there and see the guys work, and how you direct it, produce it, and all the guys with the cameras. 11. I believe I heard there was 11 here, right? Is that correct?
I'll tell you.
The pregame show.
He turns away from this one, 1-1.
I was listening to Todd. I heard it.
I'll tell you, it's always amazing, and we love to have people stop by the booth, but you know they don't get to come here that often. But I really believe that if you want an interesting perspective on the telecast, you go to the production truck.
No doubt.
And you'll see some of that tonight, right after our game, when we take you behind the scenes. To me, that's far more interesting. What goes on there?
No, it's unbelievable. See those, and the setup. The guys have to get here 7-8 hours early to set up. Get back off a road trip.
There's Todd. I mean, here's a guy who really holds it together from far end.
It starts and ends with Todd. Right there.
We get a chance to go behind the scenes with Todd Callis.
He's like the starting pitcher.
Hey, there's a base hit the other way. Aki is aboard. He'll make the turn. So Aki picks up the first hit against the lefty, and that was a pretty good matchup there. Aki's hitting about 440 off left-handed pitching this year, and Outman was holding lefties to something like 136 coming into this game.
Can he sell that swing? Had to do that on eBay, like we were talking about Joe Madden last night. You know,
yeah,
with the
exactly.
shift and all that. Sell his defensive alignments. You got to teach that to youngsters, how to hit lefties. A left-handed hitter.
Gabe Kapler takes the pitch for a ball. Third inning, Shields against Outman. By 2-0. Outman from the St. Louis area, and signed originally with the Phillies, and he was involved in the trade that sent Joe Blanton from Oakland to the Phillies. He did get into a handful of games last year with Oakland, was 1-2, and over an average of a little more than 4.5. Fly ball into center field. Sweeney's there to make the catch. 1 on, 1 out. Well, we got just a little shot of Todd Callis, and that leads to more. Todd?
Hey, Dwayne, how you doing tonight?
Very well, thank you. You look very, very dapper.
Thank you. I don't have the shades at night, though. The sunglasses at night are a specialty for Deoner Navarro. He was in the original lineup this afternoon that Joe Madden posted early, but then Joe said when he saw him in person that he had possessed eyes. He's got that pink eye, the conjunctivitis. So there you see Navarro. He took batting practice with those shades. If he gets into the game tonight, he is available to play defense or pinch hit as his starting catcher, Michelle Hernandez, singles into center field, putting it at first and third. But if Navarro gets to the game tonight, he will wear those shades. And he says it's not a matter of being sensitive to light or anything. He is just afraid that he would touch his eye if he didn't wear those shades. So now he's going with the cool look tonight, guys. Back to you.
Well, that is a pretty good look, and frankly, I'm disappointed that you haven't adopted that look already.
I think, Todd, you'd be perfect tonight with those shades on.
We're going to have to work on getting you a pair.
We'll work on that. I've got to go find some, but I like the tint look. Even though it's nighttime, we're indoors. We'll check it out later.
Hey, when you're as cool as you don't have to be outdoors to wear those shades, man. Well, there's B.J. Upton. It's first and third. Pitch is down. Michelle Hernandez with a broken bat base hit into center. I'll tell you, Hernandez has done a nice job filling in.
He has. He's had a couple of big hits this year, too. That 3-run double the other night was huge that he had against the Indians. one of the games the Rays won. Had a 4-hit night and a home run a while back.
1-1 the count to BJ.
Changeup right there. That's the first changeup we've seen from Outman.
First, Mendez back in. Outman has a brother who's a right-hander, and he's pitching the same way he did. And as we can see now, Outman's a little more conventional, but still pretty much over the top. Pitch is high. 2-1. His brother's a right-hander, so his dad had a baseball laboratory there, a left-hander and a right-hander to work on his biomechanical theories. That's a strike. Fastball evens the count.
BJ didn't like that call. Thought it was in. The height was okay. He just thought it was in.
And that's not uncommon with Barksdale. He likes to call strikes on the corners. It's good. All umpires want to call strikes on the corners. Swing and a miss. That one a fastball by him. 2 gone.
Yeah, up the ladder a little bit there, just a little bit above his swing path right there, just underneath it.
You know, there was a case, Kevin, where Suzuki actually started to set up in, and Outman's pitch, I mean, it looked like a good pitch, and if you designed it that way, that'd be a good place to go up. It's a strike to Crawford. Was that a case where he missed a spot and it turned out to be good, or?
I think he was trying to go up and in. Yeah, I mean, most pitchers do try to go up and in on BJ for the strikeout. I mean, he has struck out quite a bit, over what, 40 times.
Yep.
And that's where they've been trying to go. Now, when you miss in there, he showed recently against the Indians he can take you out of the yard. But Vizcaíno was trying to go in on him tonight and hit the home run for the game winner.
One strike to count to Carl. Mendez back in at first.
It's the only thing right there with his speed and first and third and 1 out. You just got to try to shorten up if you can. Put it in play.
Bounces in foul, puts him down 0-2. Crawford hitting .325 for the year this time in. But behind in the count, 2 strikes.
See, this guy's a little sneaky because he hides the ball well and he's got that real short arm action. And I can't imagine for a hitter he'd be real easy to pick up.
Reaching for this one is out on strikes. And the Rays do not score, leaving 2 men on base. We're scoreless through 3 tonight. Time for our Aflac trivia question here in the top of the 4th inning. Aflac, ask about it at work. It's the highest individual batting average in Rays history through 40 games. We are through 40 games right now at 20-20. Jack Cust leads off the 4th, and the pitch is away.
Andy Sonnenstein?
That's a pretty good answer right there.
You mean he actually has to play in more than a few games?
It's a ground ball. Bartlett from the shift on the first base side of second makes the play. That's a 6-3 put out on a little bounding ball to the right side. Yeah, well, Andy went into that game Sunday with a career 400 batting average. Doubled in a run, and his average went down.
Yeah, jeez.
Holiday unleashes a high fly ball, not overly deep to center. Upton is there and makes the catch. 2 outs as BJ grabs that one.
Interesting, because the Oakland A's, since Billy Beane has taken over, I know Andy wants to hit. They were supposed to be the team that leads everybody in on-base percentage, right?
Yeah.
Every year.
That's not true.
They really haven't every year since Billy Beane's been a GM. Their on-base percentage this year is 28th in baseball.
Yeah. They're 13th in the American League in that department at 311. Pitch to Giambi. There's a strike. They're 11th in the league in walks.
I talked to Nick Swisher about that last year, a couple years ago actually, when he got traded the first time to the White Sox. And he told me that they were supposed to walk in the minor leagues basically once every 10 at-bats. That was by design.
That was, they had to attain that really to get serious consideration of moving up to the next level.
That's right.
Right? That's a nice goal, I'll tell you. I mean, he went around, he tried to check, and the count's going to be 1 and 2. And I mean, you know what it's like. Every manager's looking for a guy who could be a good leadoff hitter.
He did go. You know, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But if a guy, I mean, take Nomar Garcia apart. He won 2 batting championships in the American League, being a first ball fastball hitter. But if you're drafting guys, Swisher worked the count anyway, he told me. So it wasn't new to him. But if you're trying to make a guy that's a first ball fastball hitter and you take his strength away, it does you no good. I mean, hey, the Rays are great at working the count, and certain guys definitely should work the count, like Carl Crawford, and he has. He's made a real effort to do that this year, to utilize his speed. But the A's have never been a running organization in the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Right. They're not running, and they're not hitting home runs, and they're not drawing walks. 3-2. Giambi's out on strikes. Shields to the fastball by him. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score. anything off, and we're in search of our Aflac Trivia question answer. What's the highest individual batting average in Rays history through 40 games? Aflac asked about it at work. The answer to that question would be that guy right there, Jason Bartlett, who came into the game tonight hitting .384. The ball to Longoria, 1-0. Two and nothing. Rays had a couple of men on in the third, left them there.
I was going to ask you, anybody close in all the years you've been here with the ball club?
Who has been close to
384?
384.
Change it right there.
It's 2-1.
I mean, I had a pretty good feeling it was Bartlett.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. How about Rocco Baldell?
There you go. Okay. That's a good one.
And Rocco was back in 03, 350, and Longoria, how could we forget that? Longoria last year was up around 340. High fly ball. And this one, right now, he's, obviously Bartlett's out hitting him now, but he's at 343 now. But I guess Rocco in 03 would be, the guy who would be in contention there if you think back through the years when he was.
Yeah, he really had some kind of ability, didn't he?
Yeah.
Rocco.
Yeah, he was.
Not that he still doesn't, but yeah, it's a shame.
But he had that then. You projected him to play every day with that ability, and it was really special. There's Carlos Pena. Strike one.
It was an interesting at bat by Evan Longoria. He got 2-0, chased an off-speed pitch, and then he took one because he wanted to see some pitches. He wanted to see how the Outman's going to pitch to him, and then he just missed a ball, that fly ball to center field. But he saw 4 or 5 pitches there.
One ball, one strike.
Those guys, and you've never seen him, you got to see him at least once, maybe twice around the lineup. Start getting a good read on him.
Pitch is high. 2-1. He hasn't walked anybody tonight. Coming in, his walk total a little higher than you'd want someone. He's about 4 to 4.5 walks every 9 innings. But no walks through the first 3 1/3 tonight. Two now, the count to Carlos.
Yeah, that was some paint right there. That's a pretty good pitch. 2-1 to make that pitch in the outside corner at 92.
Carlos reaching for this one. Suzuki down to Giambi to complete the putout on the strikeout. So 2 gone. That's 3 strikeouts for Outman. They've come in the last 4 hitters.
2-2 fast, 2-1 fastball away. There's a slider right there, which is a very tough pitch on lefties. Nice pick by Suzuki once again. It's like a cat back there.
Here's Jason Bartlett. Shorts on that. Hey, so speaking of cat-like, how about that? He's been fun to watch. I'll tell you, this guy behind the plate. We talked about him in Oakland. He's from Hawaii. He had a scholarship to go to the University of Hawaii, and he turned that down to go to Cal State Fullerton as a walk-on.
My backyard right there, basically. Good program.
2 balls, no strikes. Rays trying to get something started. 2 outs. Not much doing so far here for either side. The strike, 3-1. Count is full.
Good healthy swing by Jason Bartlett. Pretty good fastball though. A little bit extra on that one. 94 miles an hour.
Fouls it back. Gets the 3-2 fastball, and that went up in the neighborhood of 93 or so.
You can see Kurt Suzuki shaking his head when he was telling the pitchers shake to get back to the fastball. That's what he did on that last pitch right there, just to make Jason Bartlett think a little bit. It might be something else.
And that pitch is high. Threw him a fastball, but up. So Bartlett is aboard, drawing the 2-out walk. Bob Guerin, the skipper of the Oakland A's.
Well, Outman's also quick to the plate. I mean, very short stride, barely picks his leg up.
Bartlett back in.
Definitely be tough to run on. Give his catcher some help with as quick as he is to the plate.
The strike call to Ibar. Yeah, this is a pretty good combination. Difficult to run against with Outman and Suzuki. Fastball back down the right side. 0-2.
He has a pretty good variance on the fastball. He's shown that he can get it up to 93, 94 when he wants to. 88 to 90 is about what he pitches at, but he wants to get it up there. He can, especially in counts like this, 0-2. He wants to go up the ladder.
Barr takes it too close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the first where Bartlett is back in. Outman, his last time out, were 6 innings. Against Kansas City, gave up only a run on 3 hits, and eventually won that game 7-2. His last start. That's a foul ball just outside the line, and boy, that would have been interesting had it been fair to whether Bartlett had a chance to score on it, and I'll tell you that would have come close to giving the Rays the lead.
Yeah, that would have been very close right there if Bartlett could have scored. That thing was about a foot foul. And Matt Holliday was playing Ibar 2-pull. He was playing pretty much straight away left field, even shading a little bit toward the line. It would have been a close play at home.
1-2, and it's foul the other way this time. Out of play. Handling the fastball.
They play deep, don't they, out there, the Oakland A's outfield?
Yes, they do.
Straight away, pretty much, but all the way around, way behind the in center field, especially. That's deep, way behind the burst out there, the sunburst, starburst. Look how deep center field Sweeney is.
And there is strike 3 call after all those fastballs. He dropped the breaking ball in there to get him looking. We're through 4, no score. a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club. Extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. That's the Whitney Bank Club, featuring upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com for more information. Adam Kennedy shorts on the bat, takes the pitch for a strike. Kennedy, Sweeney, and Crosby.
Think he was looking fastball?
Both these pitchers have had good fastballs tonight. Shields has thrown one. Ground ball right side. Aki grabs it, makes the flip to first, and a nice little play right there by Aki to get Adam Kennedy.
Yeah, both pitchers are throwing well. They're both in good rhythm. Change up right there from Shields for a strikeout. Another one. Another strikeout. The cutter on the inside corner to Cabrera. Four-seam fastball up to Giambi. 4 strikeouts for James Shields.
Brian Sweeney. This one down and in. A ball to no strikes. Rays 4-1 on this 8-game homestand. Roller out to short. Bartlett makes this play. 2 up and 2 down. Scott Kazmir is going to pitch tomorrow. Matt Garza on Thursday. Tomorrow's game is a 7:08 game, and Thursday at 4:08. We'll be with you on Sun Sports tomorrow night, and then Fox Sports Florida Thursday with a late afternoon start. Bobby Crosby. Pitch is down, a ball to no strikes. So there, 1-1.
Both guys like to work fast, too.
Boy, they have been on their games tonight and doing it in a hurry. Fly ball, center field. Upton is there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. We're headed into the bottom of the 5th. No score. Express and pick up your 2009 Rockets Pocket Schedule. The Rays Pocket Schedule includes a $5 off coupon and a pair of tickets to see the Rays on Saturday nights. Don't miss Three Doors Down following the game. That'll be May 30th. Hess Express, a presenting partner of the 09 Rays Summer Concert Series. Akinori Iwamura leads off and waves and misses. That's a strike.
Cheating on a fastball right there. Got a slider instead.
Well, you got to guess once in a while.
Why not? Absolutely, especially early. Early in a count, why not?
1-1 now. Hockey followed by Kapler and then Hernandez. Braves had a couple of men on in the third. It's the only threat they've had. Oakland had a couple of men on in the first, and that's really been it for them.
He's getting that batting average up there too. He's sneaking up on 300 now, 296 with that base hit in the third inning.
The count. 4 strikeouts and a walk. Outman has given up no runs, 2 hits. Shields on the other side for the Rays has given up 1 hit, no runs, and a walk, 5. And Aki has another hit. He strokes another base hit into left field. He led off the third with a single. He has opened the 5th with a single for the Rays.
Aki took the fastball 2-1. He was looking for something breaking, and 2 strikes he got the curveball, stays inside it and shoots it into left field. But when you take a fastball 2-1, that would tell you right there he's not looking fastball. He figured he's going to get something breaking, and he got the curve.
Gabe Kapler. And a fly ball down the left field line. That ball is going to be fouled out beyond the bullpen. Out of the reach of Holiday for a strike. And with this, we'll check in with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, you mentioned about the Outman delivery and how he grew up with a different technique. His father, Fritz, developed it over 15 years and wrote a book. And he still believes, Josh does, that it's the best way to pitch, but he knows it won't go over well at the big leagues. He came to spring training, and he kind of went more with a hybrid of the conventional style and his father's old philosophy. Kurt Young and the A's gave him a shot a few starts, and he just wasn't finding the plate, so they had him go back to the more conventional style. But you still see remnants, especially that little slide step he does with runners on base. But if you want to look it up on the internet, fans can check it out. It's called Outman Methodology, and you'll see some unusual looking pitching styles, guys.
Yeah, you're right, and they tell me that he he went more conventional. He was a little closer to 3/4 with his delivery, but recently he's come back a little bit more toward over the top. So he's his body memory, I guess, he's going back to what he's done all his life out of the direction of his father. And Crosby's there right in front of the pitching rubber to take care of that pop-up off the bat of Kapler.
Yeah,
that's the first out.
And that's Outman's job there to help direct traffic right there. Instead, he got out of the way.
Well, Michel Hernandez will bat. He broke his bat and singled into center in the third. First, Bucky's back in. Outman came into this game with just under 27 innings of work. He has given up 5 home runs, and his earned run average to start the day was 4.05. He's been good tonight. One ball, no strikes.
I just think, he's got good stuff, but I just think he's a little deceptive. And always when you haven't seen a guy, the pitcher has the advantage. And after Michel hits him, you're going to be around the 3rd time around the lineup. And I think the hitter's going to have a better read on him.
Mendez takes a healthy cut. Missed the fastball. That's 1-1. Trying to catch up to that one. Hernandez gets a pretty good cut sometimes. I thought that last swing was pretty good.
He was looking for it too. He got a pitch he could hit too, and he just missed it. 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
right now, 1-2. Taps it to short. Cabrera goes to second out there. Throw to first, out of time. And the Rays catcher hustling down the line on that slowly hit ball avoids being doubled up.
Yeah, a little tailing action on that fastball right there. Michelle trying to beat the play to eliminate the double play, and he did a nice job right out of the box. And that's important because, Outman has 85 pitches. He's pitching great, but I don't think Bob Guerin and the A's, they don't go much past 100 with some of their pitchers, especially the young guys. So give BJ Upton a chance to work the count and get that pitch count up there and try to get this guy out of the game.
Pitch is a strike. BJ 0 for 2, struck out his last time on a fastball up. Here's the pitch count for Outman. Strikes. You have to appreciate the hustle by Michel Hernandez. He's a rookie. He basically is a 12-year minor league veteran, and he's a rookie in the big leagues at 30. And he just busted it getting out of the batter's box to keep this inning going.
He's taking his opportunity when he gets his starts. He's done a really good job.
There he goes. The pitch is a ball, and he is safe at second base. So Hernandez hustled his way on and now steals second base. That's his second stolen base this year.
And what that is, that's first move on a lefty. As soon as he lifts the leg right there, Michel's gone. He guessed right. That's by design. Joe Madden has those signs. First move on a lefty. I love that. You can do that with a guy that you won't think will steal. You can't do that with a guy that you know will steal, unless you absolutely guess right, because Alvin's going to go too quick to the plate. But that's an excellent play. They had no thought that Michel Hernandez would steal second base.
I mean, they're thinking, well, they have Upton, they got Crawford,
correct,
they got Bartlett. This guy's not going to steal. Well, he just crossed him up and did.
And a guy, Mo Vaughn, for me, back in '95, stole 11 bases before people figured out that he was on his own and he would do first move on a lefty sometimes. Imagine Mo Vaughn stealing 11. Nobody believed it.
The earth moved.
It did. You could hear him coming.
It's wide. Barksdale wouldn't go for it. Neither would Upton. The count is 2-2.
Suzuki tried to pull that in, but it was definitely a few inches outside. You just got to shorten up like you did the other night and take one to right field if he gets a chance to. They might try to go up and in on him again, though.
Swing and a miss. He's out on strikes. Came back with a pitch that broke down and in to strike him out. Rays leave a man. We're through 5. No score. For people in an exclusive setting during a Rays game, reserve the Corona Beach Bar by calling 727-825-3406 or email group sales at raysbaseball.com. James Shields, Josh Outman hooked up in a dandy pitching duel so far tonight.
Yeah, James just has to keep matching zeros. He puts the first zero up, and hopefully the Rays can put a couple of points up there for him.
Wave and a miss by Aaron Cunningham. Sixth inning underway, and it's an impressive line for Shields so far tonight.
Yeah, only one hit given up and one walk, both in the first inning. That's been it.
And he's out in front of Cunningham. 0-2. Dropped a curveball in there. Ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter got a base hit off Shields. That was Orlando Cabrera. A little ground ball up the middle over the bag at second and through into center. It's the only hit so far. Picked up by Oakland. And a wave and a miss. Cunningham is out on strikeout number 5. Good friends at Bright House Network honored some volunteer youth service members of the community, some youngsters accumulating community service hours, and they were honored by the Rays at Bright House before the game, enjoying the game tonight. They all received new laptop computers, compliments of Bright House Networks for their good work.
Very cool.
Orlando Cabrera. It's a fly ball, right center field. Kapler's there, and he's got it. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, Cabrera was saying, I'm not going to let him get 2 strikes on me this time. I'm going to hit that fastball. He got one, and Kapler had a good read on it, and the ball kind of died out there.
So with 2 outs, it'll be Kurt Suzuki. Struck out and flied out. Ball, no strikes. Upstairs, 2-0. Second game of the series, the Rays and the A's will play 4 before their business is complete. Fly ball right down the middle into deep center. Upton going back on the track, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, 16 in a row retired by Shields. Bottom of the 6th coming, no score. your group of 50 or more in the Checkers Bullpen Cafe. Available dates are filling up fast. Act now to make your private group reservation right behind the Rays bullpen. Call 727-825-3406 or go online at raysbaseball.com. Well, Carl Crawford will lead off the 6th inning. What do you think, Kevin?
I'm thinking good time to drag a bunt and see if Giambi can make a play or not.
Carl takes the pitch, and that's a fastball strike to start him.
Giambi was way back. He got a left-handed pitcher.
It'd be tempting to make him move, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's a great idea. This one toward the line and left, and Holiday is over there to make the catch. So that's the first out. Carl's 0 for 3. Well, absent a bunt, we take a look at the Oakland bullpen. Michael Wirtz. Absent the bunt by Crawford. How about a long one from Longoria?
That'd be even better. 92 pitches for Outman, and I mentioned last inning, they won't let him go much past 100. He's a young pitcher, done a good job. So that's the one good thing the Rays have done. They've worked the count a little bit here to get his pitch count up.
Too low to Longoria. 1 ball, no strikes.
Or on the other side, you see the A's swinging at a lot of first ball pitches. I mean, Shields only has 67 pitches through 6 innings.
High fly ball down the right side. Cunningham into foul territory. On the run. Catches up to it. He basketed that foul ball right in front of the bullpen. Progress Energy energized defensive play of the night so far. He just gathered that one right in foul territory.
He lost it in the lights embankment or something at the last instant there. Saw him kind of flinch. He lost it for about 3 feet there. Ends up making a play though.
Carlos Pena bounces one outside the first baseline foul. That's a strike. Not much doing here. The Rays have stranded 4. Oakland leaving 2 men on base. You know, the Rays are now 4-9 in games started by left-handed pitching. When they came into this game hitting .298 against left-handed pitching. Figure that one out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
4th in the league overall in hitting at .275.
It's one of the reasons.
.298 against lefties.
Yeah, one of the reasons they wanted Pat Burrell, a big right-handed bat, to complement some of the left-handed hitters in this lineup. But that's interesting. What that tells you is they're just not driving them in when they get them on against lefties. And they have had a couple of chances tonight.
Pat Burrell is on the disabled list. Bad neck. This is what I love. You get a veteran like Burrell. He's sitting there with Upton, and as talented as B.J. Upton is, he's still a young guy. And it's great to have somebody like Pat Burrell who can sit there and talk hitting with him in situations.
And DJ's listening and nodding too. Pat's just telling him about the sequence. You know, one thing Pat does well, besides from averaging 30 home runs a year his whole career, is he does work the count well too.
Swing gonna miss. Pena is out on strikes, missing the fastball. It's a 1-2-3-6. So we head into the 7th. This game is still scoreless. Canes Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays. And if Rays pitchers come up with 10 strikeouts in a home game, log on to CanesStrikeoutContest.com and print a voucher to be redeemed at Canes for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Canes today. Jack Cust, followed by Matt Holliday and Jason Giambi to hit in the 7th inning. Ball, no strikes. 16 in a row retired by Shields. He has 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, and he's allowed 1 hit. Behind Cust, 2-0. Cust struck out in the first after Shields fell behind him 3-0. Went back to 3-2 and got him on a changeup. Ground ball back of first. Carlos Pena makes the play unassisted. 1 away here in the 7th. Boy, this pitch count has been phenomenal for Shields so far.
Yeah, he had 67 pitches, 44 for strikes coming into this at bat. That was a 3-pitch at bat. Only 70 pitches through 7.
How about this?
Or into 7, I should say.
Through the middle innings, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, he had a 9-pitch inning and then back-to-back 8-pitch innings. Line drive into center, and that's going to drop 1 hop in front of Upton, and Matt Holliday is aboard, jumping on the first pitch. So that ends the streak. It's 17 in a row retired by Shields, between the walk to Holliday with 2 outs in the first and a 1-out single by Holliday here in the 7th.
He's throwing strikes. I mean, the A's are jumping on the first pitch. They're trying to not let Shields get deep into the count because he's got command of everything. Change-up, curve, slider, 2 silver forces.
Jason Giambi. Pitch is outside, 1-0. Will go back to Longoria, second and over to first, and Evans turns the double play. Out of the shift. How about that one? That goes 4-5-3 for the double play out of the shift to retire the side. No score, middle of the 7th. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. And back here at Tropicana Field, where the Rays and the Oakland A's are scoreless, moving into the bottom of the 7th inning, and Michael Wirtz is the new pitcher for Oakland. Josh Outman made 99 pitches.
Yeah, he did a great job. Michael Wirtz has done a nice job. The Oakland A's.
First pitch to Jason Bartlett is high. 1 ball and no strikes. A very good earned run average for Wirtz coming into this game. The number first base side going to be foul. It's 1-1.
Now the Oakland A's, it's no secret that they're in developmental stage with some of these young starters. So that's why there's no surprise that he was not going to go much past the 100 pitch mark. So they stopped him at what was it, 99?
99,
final count?
yep.
Yeah. And that's right. I mean, he went 6 great innings, and hey, Wirtz has been doing great. But I think on the Rays side, they go, hey, good, get him out of there.
Ground ball, deep short. Backhanded grab by Cabrera, but that's not in time. And Bartlett has a leadoff infield hit here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So the Rays with a base runner to start the inning. Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida, your home for ACC baseball tournament action. Join us live from North Carolina as the top teams of the Atlantic Coast Conference battle it out for the title. Coverage begins Wednesday at noon. Georgia Tech faces Miami on Sun Sports. Here's Willie Ibar. Bartlett with a lead over at first. And the pitch is a strike.
Bartlett had a little break there, a fake break. He's trying to get a read on Michael Wirtz, but now with the right-hander out there, the Rays can get back into the running game depending on the situation and the count.
Move to first. He's back in.
Bob Guerin over there, the manager of the A's, he was a former catcher, so he should be thinking and helping Suzuki as a catcher about the running game, and got to be careful of the 0-1 pitch out. A little flinch right there. There's Kurt looking into the dugout. Try to get a read on what's going on. Bob Guerin giving the signs. Throw over, pitch out, step off. Those are the 3 things he'll give to Suzuki. He's not calling the pitches, he's calling the pitch outs and the throwovers.
There goes Bartlett on a pitch out. Suzuki's throw is not in time, and boy, that wasn't even close. And Bartlett steals the bag.
You got to watch the 0-1 catchers, man, with those pitch outs. I'm telling you. But what Suzuki didn't do well there, he took too much time. Even though you pitch out and you guess right, watch how much time he takes. You get out there, that's just too much time. Not a really good transfer right there either, and he bounces the ball. You got to receive the ball going forward with 2 hands so you can transfer it into your bare hand before your feet get set. He didn't do that. He caught the ball with 1 hand and transferred too late.
Now with Cabrera breaking to the bag at second, Wirtz steps off. So that's 12 steals for Bartlett. It's 12 out of 13. The ground ball to the right side. Scooped up by Kennedy, and over to third goes Bartlett. So Ibar grounds the ball to the right side to advance the runner. Bartlett at third now with 1 out.
Watch this at bat. What a great job of rolling over the ball. Watch Ibar. This ball's away from him. Take a look at this swing. He is trying to hit the ball to the right side. He breaks his wrist and hits it off the end of the bat intentionally to hit the ball to the right side. What a great piece of hitting. That is good situational hitting right there to get the runner over to third base in such a tight game right here. No score. Excellent.
So the infield must come in with Akadori Iwamura at the plate.
That's as good as a base hit right there. I mean, hopefully the run scores, but that's just a great piece of hitting by Ibar.
Pitch is down to Aki. Aki led off the 3rd inning with a single into left. He led off the 5th inning with a single into left.
My feeling on an at bat like that, they have the sacrifice of the month. That you should get a sacrifice for that.
Yeah.
When you see an at bat like that, should be scored no at bat and a sacrifice.
1-1. Well, you know, that's going to be in the grand scheme of things something that people reference as a little thing in the game, but that's a big thing.
That's huge, and you know, like I said, hopefully the run scores and I can get them in. But I mean, you're putting pressure on the defense here, and in this game, as well as Shields is throwing, you got to get him a point here. Got to get him a run or two.
He takes a strike at the knees, and now it's 1-2. Getting his first look ever at Michael Wirtz. And he is out. He tried to check, but he went around and is out on strikes.
Yeah, Barksdale called that one. Barksdale saw it. Didn't need help on that. Take a look at Aki from the side. Slide ball. He couldn't hold up. He did go. No help necessary from the umpires.
Well, here's Gabe Kapler. Kapler is hitting here against Wirtz. He's 1 of 2 against him lifetime. Pops it up right side. It's foul and will be out of play. Kapler will see another pitch.
Gabe's got to try to use the lower half of his body to get through those. A little bit of an upper half swing right there. Use those legs to hit the ball on the line. Help you get through the ball.
How about this? I'm just giving a quick look here. Before Bartlett got that infield hit, only 2 guys on the Rays, and they're limited at bats. Only 2 guys have hits off Wirtz. Pat Burrell is 1 of 8 lifetime against him. And Kapler's 1 out of 2. There's a fly ball into center field, straight back. It comes an out too late, however, as Sweeney makes the catch for the 3rd out. The Rays leave Bartlett at 3rd. No score through 7. Hole leaders to this point. Brian Schaus and Dan Wheeler leading the bullpen with 5 holes. Grant Balfour with 4. J.P. Howell with 3. And Joe Nelson has 3. As middle relievers keep their teams in the game. You too can stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. On to the 8th. Adam Kennedy will lead off here against James Shields. Pitch is a strike. Kennedy with a couple of ground ball outs tonight, including a very nice play by Imamura back in the 5th inning. Hockey ranging far to his left and made an off-balance throw to Pena to get him on that play.
Curveball right there, tied up at him. He couldn't pull the trigger on it.
Ball toward the middle and a base hit into center. So a leadoff single as Kennedy rolls one through the middle. The 3rd hit allowed by James Shields. This is Ryan Sweeney. 0 for 2. Longoria close at 3rd, looking for exactly that. The bunt. Shields will make the pickup and the throw to Pena at 1st. So the A's sacrifice Kennedy up to 2nd base. He's there with 1 out. So Oakland, for the first time tonight since the 1st inning, have a man in scoring position.
It's that type of game tonight. Nothing here in the 8th inning. The Rays have had a couple of shots with a runner at 3rd and less than 2 outs and couldn't deliver. First time well, the 2nd time actually, because from the 1st inning Giambi had a couple of guys on and he grounded out to shortstop. So it's the 2nd time the A's have had a man in scoring position.
Want to know the count? Bobby Crosby, the hitter. Play's been delayed a couple times here, and Mike Gallego down at 3rd in the coaching box has had to field pitches that got away from the Oakland bullpen. Really strike the car. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
Well, I'm sure for Bob Guerin, he doesn't like seeing that.
This guy here has a pretty good arm down there.
Yes, he does. Manager doesn't like seeing that. Tells you that the guy's a little bit wild right now down there. Got good numbers. I mean, the bullpen's been one of the strengths. Their earned run average overall is 3rd in the American League. The Oakland A's, 3.41. That's why Bob Guerin's playing for a run right here. One of the reasons.
The 1-1 to Crosby. Takes it for strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes. Rays and Oakland in a scoreless game in the 8th. Fly ball right field. Catchable for Kapler, who makes the grab. He slipped for a moment as Kennedy tags and goes to 3rd. The ball loose, coming back in, but Longoria backs it up and it pops away from him, and behind him was Shields, so he was going to make sure. 2 outs now as Kennedy advances to 3rd after the catch on the fly ball to right.
And that ball took off a little bit too on Gabe Kapler. That a little tougher than it first looked off the bat. That was squared up pretty well by Crosby. Evan over there to talk to Shields. We can get a little time, get a little breather, get 2 outs. Bear down, gather himself again, and make some pitches here to save it.
He faces the young outfielder Aaron Cunningham, getting a start in right field tonight. The number 9 hitter. Pitch is in, a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Just over 80 pitches right now for Shields. 82. 2 outs and a man at 3rd into the 8th inning. That's a dandy pitch. He did that breaking ball and necked the outside corner. Look at that pitch count down the middle. a 6-pitch second inning after a 26-pitch first inning, and then down the middle of this game, very good. 2 strikes.
Curveball foul followed by an excellent changeup.
You know, there are a lot of pitchers who wouldn't necessarily want to do that.
Nope.
But his
similar
changeup
speed.
is so good.
That's right.
Following the curveball with a changeup.
That's exactly right, man.
Lays off this time as the changeup is down. It's 2-2.
That was the old theory. Don't throw a changeup after a curve because it's the differential in speed is not enough. But his drops off the table so much, and it looks like a fastball coming up there that's tough to lay off of.
The ground ball right side. Aki's got it. Throw to first, and they leave a man at third. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. Bottom of the 8th coming, still scoreless. Saturday baseball, Little League play in full swing. Ryan Howard and the Phillies make their first trip to the new Yankee Stadium to take on Derek Jeter of the Yankees. Fox Saturday baseball returns this week at 4 p.m. on Fox. Well, the wheels are turning a little bit here for both clubs. New pitcher is Andrew Bailey, and Gabe Gross will come off the raised bench to pinch hit for Michel Hernandez. Gross, the left-handed bat, hitting .254. Pitch is up, 1 ball and no strikes.
Andrew Bailey's done a nice job so far. 1.5 earned run average, 28 strikeouts and 9 walks, 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, and the opponent's batting average against 0.92.
1-1 the count. A fastball comes in with some heat. Gross has 1 other at bat against him. He drops that one in there. Breaking ball after a healthy fastball. It's 1-2.
Yeah, good curveball. 76 with the curveball, 94 with the fastball.
Strike 3 call. He just humped up and added another mile per hour or two to that fastball. One away. Let's go to Todd Callis.
Dwayne, right after our post-game show on Rays Live, we're going to have Inside the Rays on the air. Trina here is our center field camera person, and she does our pregame show as well. And we often talk about being a family. This shot is actually being taken by her husband, Tom, at low third. We'll have behind-the-scenes footage of how we put this thing on the air. We're also going to hear from the radio guys as well, both English and Spanish. So it's going to be behind-the-scenes, Rays TV and radio on the air, right after Rays Live post-game show, right here on Sun Sports, guys.
All right, that means we'll have a Spanish lesson as well. So we'll look forward to that. 1 ball, no strikes now to B.J. Upton. 2-0.
Gonna have to dial it up a notch with Bailey. That was a 96 fastball that Gross took. A paralysis pitch right down the middle at the knees.
There's a base hit through the hole for B.J. Upton. Now B.J.'s aboard with 1 out. Now things could get interesting.
Now B.J. looking fastball as he should, the way this guy throws. And he got through this one. That one up over the plate. He got on top of that one. Shot from the side, got through that one and drilled it through the left side.
Now Carl Crawford will get his first look at a right-hander tonight. He was 0 for 3 against the left-handed starter, Josh Outman. Down and in.
Slider there. Cut to it.
His slider is as hard as a lot of big leaguers'
That was
fastball.
88 right there.
Ground ball, base hit into right field. Upton's going to make the turn and challenge Cunningham. He will make it without a play. First and third with 1 out for the Rays here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, both guys dialed it up. BJ ready for the fastball, turned on it. Carl ready for the fastball, turned on it. Got one in right here. He got dropped the head of the bat on it, got right through it. BJ had to hold up, of course, so he doesn't get hit. He's going to third all the way anyway. Didn't care who was out there in right field.
Now the Rays with men at the corners and 1 out for Evan Longoria. Evan looking for his first hit. 1 for 3 tonight. And he takes the first pitch for a strike.
It's 90 miles an hour right there. That hard slider. He painted up on the outside corner.
Coming up for that breaking pitch.
There are no lefties in the bullpen for the A's. They sent Gonzalez down after yesterday's performance. They don't have any lefties. They're all right-handers in the pen, so it's going to be Bailey for Longoria and Pena.
Good going out of all that.
Eight right-handed relievers for Bob Gehring. He's given signs once again to Kurt Suzuki.
Down and away. Throwing the slider, and Longoria did not offer. That takes the count to 2 balls and a strike.
Count to run on right here too if Evan get a strike, especially to stay out of a double play.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Cut to it right there, 91.
Rays with 2 men on, 1 out. 2-2, and Longoria is out on strikes. He came back with a fastball. He got him to 2 strikes with the slider. Strikes him out with the fastball.
Yep, sure did. 95. He went right back to that four-seamer, and he painted it up. Gas right there at 95. Kurt Suzuki going out in front of the plate here to give the signs, and I doubt they'll throw through the second base with Upton at third and Crawford at first base. I don't think they'll want to throw one away or have a double steal situation here. So Crawford staying on the bag. It might give Carlos a chance to shoot it right by Jason Giambi and stay right there early in the count.
Pitch away.
Giambi has to hold Crawford on. That gives a little bit more of a hole there with less range for Carlos Pena to shoot one through if he does get one on the ground.
Down and in. 2-0. This developed with 1 out when Upton singled. Went to third on Crawford's base hit. They're at first and third with 2 outs and a 2-0 count to Pena. He started Pena with a curveball away. The last pitch down around his feet. And a foul ball back, and boy, I think he'd like that one back.
That's where you want it right there. If you're Carlos Pena, down where you can get the bat head to it. Take a look at this pitch right there. I mean, that's right where Carlos would like it, right there. I mean, he's hit that pitch out of the ballpark so many times. That's in his wheelhouse. It's good for his swing path.
2-1 now. Takes it to 2-2.
Now you might send Carl Crawford 2-2 because they're not going to potentially walk Pena if it goes to 3-2. And you're giving him a couple of shots over there, so I would think Carl would take off.
And a liner that's going to be fouled up the right side.
He didn't take off. He kept the hole over there, and might have been a good thing. And I'm sure that's the reason he stayed there, because there's only, the hole's open up the middle all the way to the right side, and Kennedy's out there on the grass at second base. And Giambi doesn't have the best range over there, so I mean, if he hits it on the ground hard, I mean, he's got to hit it right at Kennedy. Otherwise, it's probably a run. Anywhere else on the right side on the ground.
2-2 again. This one up the right side. That's going to be a foul ball. Oh, my goodness. Just foul up the right field line. Twice Pena's gone that way, and that time he just missed a 2-base hit by inches.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to stay fair. Here, take a look. He gets right through that, right down at his knees. I think Carlos thought he had it too. I did from up here. That ball missed by about 2 inches.
How close was that? It was the right call, but just missing.
Just hooked it a little bit. Bob Guerin, or Kurt Young, excuse me, out to the mound to say, hey, let's be careful here, because they're throwing it down in his swing path. So I would bet, I mean, they're going to miss and try to get him by going way up.
So Pena's back in. Bailey ready to work after the visit from Young. The 2-2 upstairs.
Yeah, that's what that talk was about. I mean, that was obvious to me.
Full count.
Nothing down. Kurt Suzuki stood up.
So now they're going to get Giambi off the bag at first with the count full.
The reason Guerin's putting his hands together says close because he doesn't want Crawford to score on a single. If Giambi's way back, Crawford can get such a big jump, he'll score on a base hit. Possibly.
3-2, and ball 4 is down and in. So a walk to Pena loads the bases. They're loaded with 2 outs, and Jason Bartlett will be the hitter. Well, the way he's been going, I'd say this is the guy you want up there. Jason Bartlett.
Well, that's why Joe Madden put him in the 5 spot today with a lefty starting this game against him.
Well, the Toyota Trend, 471 with men in scoring position, leading the American League.
He's been real short to the ball, real short swing and compact. He's been squaring up on anybody's fastball.
And the pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes, and they went
cutter.
to the slider or that cutter,
Slider.
whatever it is, and stayed away from the fastball on the first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. He fouls it back. 1-1.
Another one. Yep. .386.
Bartlett is grounded out, walked, and singled tonight. He opened the 7th of the base hit, stole 2nd, and was left at 3rd. Inside. Curveball, 2-1.
That was a pretty good take because that was a curveball, and Jason wasn't afraid of that hit him on the shoulder there. Not that he was sticking his shoulder out, but that was a good take because he was going to let it hit him if it was just a little bit further inside. He didn't exactly get out of the way. That's good thinking right there.
2-1 is fouled back. So we go to 2-2. Two outs, bases loaded. Bottom of the 8th, no score. 2-2 and a foul. Came back with that super fastball, and Bartlett stayed alive on it.
Yeah, Bailey gets to 2 strikes. He likes to throw that 4-seamer and try to overpower the hitters. That was 96, and Jason was short to it to foul it off. That's why he's able to hit the 95 fastball. Real compact swing.
2-2 again. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and that retires the side. He struck out the side and leaves the bases loaded. So we go to the 9th. We're still scoreless. Times, the local newspaper with one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. Subscribe by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. Top of the order, Orlando Cabrera leads off, and the first pitch is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Leonardo Navarro takes over behind the plate after Hernandez was lifted for a pinch hitter. Pitch is high. 2 balls and no strikes. And he falls behind Cabrera. 3-0 here as J.P. Howell is now up in the Rays bullpen.
Well, you got to come all the way back now. He's thrown a great game.
The strike, Cabrera trying to help convince Barksdale that that was outside the strike zone, and plate umpire wouldn't go for it. 3-1 now. That's a strike. And maybe that move on the prior pitch helped convince Barksdale that that pitch was a strike.
Yeah, I think it absolutely did. I don't think it helped at all. Twice in a row, he's going to be umpiring for Lance Barksdale, and that's not going to get it done.
3-2. And a ground ball off the glove of Longoria. That's going to be a base hit. So Cabrera reaches to open the 9th inning.
Crossover step, and just hits him off the heel of the glove right there. Good thing it didn't go past him, because it would have been a double, so at least he's at first base.
So the leadoff man is on base for the 2nd consecutive inning now for Oakland. There's Kurt Suzuki. And he bunts. Shields will go to first with it. Aki covers, and into second base goes Cabrera. So the sacrifice is good. Well, that pitch came in on Suzuki, and he got the bat on the ball to bunt the runner over. And it'll be the designated hitter coming up, Jack Cust.
These are one of those games you just got to gut it out and be tougher than the opposition. I mean, the Rays had 4 times chances to score. 3 of those times, I believe, less than 2 outs. And you know, it is what it is. The Oakland A's came back with some really good pitching. So now in this top half, you just got to put another 0 up there and give your offense a chance to win it for you in the bottom of the 9th. You can't lose any focus or concentration.
Cust, nothing of 3. Takes a big cut, rolls it foul. Strike 1. He struck out twice, is grounded out. The Rays have Aki stationed in short right field and Bartlett on the first base side of second.
Longoria has to stay where he's at, close enough just in case Cabrera. You never know with Cabrera what he might do.
Pitch is too low. 1-1. Shields with 95 pitches right now. Pitched himself a heck of a game. Seen some very good pitching on both sides tonight. Up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Boston beat Toronto 2-1. Rays scoreless with Oakland here in the 9th. Ball 3 is high. 3 balls and a strike.
Still a good pitch count, 97, 62 for strikes, but he's just got to get his focus back and make a pitch right here.
And he walks Cust on a pitch inside. So that sets up men at first and second with one away. So with men at first and second and one out, Joe Maddon's going to head to the mound, and he's going to go to the bullpen. So Maddon will go to the bullpen with 2 men on and 1 out. So Shields will depart. He'll get a great hand. He pitched very well on this call to the bullpen, brought to you by Metro PCS. Unlimit yourself. Struck out 5, walked a couple, gave up 4 hits at one point, retired 17 in a row. Be sure and check out the new R Performance vehicles at your local Jaguar dealer or on JaguarUSA.com. J.P. Howell in the game.
Not an easy situation, too. 2 on, 1 out. You got to face Matt Holliday. And then Giambi.
Holliday's been on twice with a walk and a single tonight. And the pitch to him is a strike. Howell and Holliday, the matchup right now. Cut and miss. Nothing in 2. Cabrera at second with Cust at first.
Couple of good curveballs right there from JP.
Delivery made, and he's out. He got him. Boy, J.P. Howell. You talk about coming in and taking charge and working over a hitter. J.P. Howell did that right there.
3 straight, and the 0-2 one was great. Navarro smothering it right there for strike 3. Huge out. That's a tremendous 0-2 pitch. That's what you want to do right there.
I mean, that's impressive. I'm telling you.
Right out of the chute.
That is impressive.
Yeah, you just got to bear down on Giambi.
2 outs, and here is Jason Giambi. Well, he's got to get him because you can't mess up a performance if you do that to Holliday. Wow. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Cabrera happened with the hit off the glove of Longoria. He's at second. He was bunted up before Cust walked. Strikeout of Holiday for the second out. There's a strike, well placed. 1-1.
Yeah, he painted up right there, right on the outside corner. Jason. Shift is on. Jason Bartlett on the other side of second base. You don't anticipate Giambi shortening up to make some adjustments, trying to shoot one to left field.
There's another strike. Couple fastballs. And it's 1-2.
Jason was thinking curveball right there, and he got a fastball right on the corner again.
A 1-2 pitch. And a turn, but nothing doing as Cabrera was dancing away from second base. Well, he was active in the first. He's active here in the ninth.
Yeah, he tries to break your concentration is what he tries to do out there anytime he gets on base. 2 strikes. Just lock in on Giambi right here.
Runners are going, and the ball hit on the ground out to short right. Eva Moore's throw is in time, and that will take care of the Oakland threat in the ninth. Great job by J.P. Howell. We go to the bottom of the ninth. No score. Sports brought to you by Tobacco-Free Florida. Tobacco-Free Florida wants you to be tobacco-free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. By Subway, play hard, eat fresh. And Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Scoreless. Bottom of the ninth, here's Willie Ibar. The pitch is too low. Andrew Bailey, who threw so hard in the 8th inning, is back out there in the bottom of the ninth. Ground ball, and that's going to go through into right field past Giambi. And Ibar is aboard. Well, there's a good start here in the bottom of the ninth.
This is one of those games where the offense has been so good that you just got to keep grinding it out. That's a good swing right there. Another quick swing and shoots it right by Giambi. Didn't react to that one right there. But this one, it's what championship clubs are made of. Hey, when they're pitching as well as you are, you've got to go out there and keep putting zeros up there and not worry about the offense. Your job as a pitcher is to put zeros up there. The offense is trying.
Here's Hockey. And he's down to bunt, trying to get Ibar up to second. 1-0 the count. Well, a couple of hits last night, a couple of hits tonight. Aki's our checkers double of the game. Trying to move Ibar here in the 9th inning. And the bunt, third base side, picked up by Crosby, throw to first, and the sacrifice is good. Kennedy over to cover. So Ibar's at second with one out, and Ben Zobrist will pinch hit now for Gabe Kapler.
And they may just take the bat out of his hand. We'll see. I mean, Bailey's got a great arm, but you got Navarro on deck.
Yeah, I'd be surprised they didn't walk him. I mean, he's first base open.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
What's the point of pitching to him?
I wouldn't face so. Right? I mean, they are. Set up the double play ball too. Navarro's been out with the pink eye. And you figure at some point Navi's going to get his bat going. He swings pretty well from the left side. Been swinging better from the left side.
So Zobrist will be walked intentionally here.
It's the right move for Bob Guerin. If you're managing, that's the right move because of the way Zobrist has been swinging the bat. What it does, though, to Bailey, it puts a little bit more pressure. He's got to throw strikes.
He's going to get a visit from Kurt Young, his pitching coach. Navarro entered the game in the top half of this inning after Gross pinch hit for Hernandez at the bottom of the 8th. And as you mentioned, Kevin, Navarro has been bothered by the pink eye. What do they call that? Conjunctivitis,
yeah.
I think. And so
that's not any fun either.
He's
very irritating.
Go up there and see if he can find a way to get a base hit. First trip to the plate tonight. He'll be hitting 179, and he takes the pitch. That's a strike.
Fastball on the outside corner too. Good location on that one.
Navarro has not faced Bailey before. And a little looper into short left. Here comes Holiday, though. He was playing shallow, and he makes the catch. And the runners have to remain at first and second, and Ibar, of course, the all-important one. 2 outs now. And B.J. Upton will be the hitter. Well, he's done it once on this homestand, B.J. Upton hit the walk-off home run in the 9th inning Friday night to give the Rays an 8-7 victory. A base hit would be just fine right here.
Yeah, he got through a fastball. They tried to pitch him in, Vizcaíno, and he hit it out, and he got a base hit in his last at bat.
And time call. Bailey was set to make his delivery.
He tried a power fastball by BJ in the 8th, and he singled the left field through the hole on the left side.
Ibar the runner. Here's the pitch. Down and away. Breaking pitch to start BJ. Rays have stranded 8 tonight, including the bases loaded in the 8th. 2 outs, 2 men on, bottom of the 9th, no score. BJ swings through the fastball. It's 1-1.
That's that spot that they try to go to with that 4-seam fastball, just right in off his hands, a little bit up. And he got on top of one last time and hit another sharply through the left side.
The pitch upstairs. It's 2-1. Ibar opened with the single. Got it through the right side. He's at second. Bunted up there by Iwamura. Zobrist was walked. 2 outs now. The 2-1. Foul ball back. A fastball, and BJ liked that one.
Right
foul
down the middle too. He's fouled it straight back. He was right on that.
2-2.
This is where Bailey likes to try to throw it 95 and get you to chase up. You can.
And a foul ball back. BJ stays alive.
Yeah, that little cut right there. That was a little surprising right there, because that BJ can get to that.
Well, he threw one past Longoria, that fastball. He powered up on him, and again, Bartlett in the 8th. Good reason to think the same thing could happen.
I think so, right here, up and in.
2-2. Swing and a pop up on the right side. Backpedaling. Giambi and Kennedy. Kennedy in foul territory takes care of that. And the Rays do not score. No runs a hit. 2 men left on base. We're headed into extra innings with no score.
Over stays in the game at right field for the Rays. 44 Santiago Casilla up the Oakland.
J.P. Howell back to the mound for the Rays as we go to the 10th inning. A reminder, right after the game, we'll take you behind the scenes of Rays TV and radio, so stay with us for that. Adam Kennedy leading off, and the pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. He got the last 2 outs in the 9th. Throws a strike to Kennedy. It's 1-1. Brian Sweeney due next, and then Bobby Crosby. There's Ben Zobrist in right field after he pinch hit and was walked. Ground ball. Iwamura up with it. The throw to first. That takes care of Kennedy. The all-important leadoff man retired here in the 10th inning. Oakland 1-3 in extra innings, and the Rays this year are 1-0 in extra frames.
Well, the Oakland A's have really stepped up with their pitching, making some pitches when they had to with runners in scoring position. I mean, they've made some good pitches, with some good arms.
The strike to Sweeney.
I could see that Bailey closing. He's got closer stuff. Santiago Casilla up there. Now, Bailey's got like 45, 44 pitches, so he should be done.
That's a strike to Sweeney. 0-2. J.P. Howell worked an inning and a third in Sunday's game against Cleveland. Struck out 3. 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. Gloves and throws. 2 up, 2 down, 2 ground balls, and we'll go to Todd Callis.
Well, Dwayne, with the addition of Jason Isringhausen, the Rays only have 3 bench players, and that leaves them a little short on maneuverability. So, with all 3 guys having been used already, Joe Maddon told Andy Sonnenstein before the game, he says, don't wear the sneakers for a while, because here and in the National League Series down in Florida, he's going to have Sonnenstein be the extra guy just in case. So, this is what you have right now. Nobody left on the bench, but Sonny's kind of the emergency backup, guys.
Well, very good. That's what we figured when they went to 13 pitchers. There's a liner fouled out toward the Oakland bullpen. Strike 1 to Crosby. Of course, we saw Andy all day yesterday carrying that bat around.
Yeah, he'll be ready. I mean, that's, you know, that was the right move to pinch hit Zobrist, by the way, too, because they would have pitched to Kapler. You have to go for it and make the other manager make a decision.
Fly ball to Zobrist and right. 1, 2, 3, go the A's. We go to the bottom of the 10th. No score. No score. Oakland with a new pitcher. Santiago Casilla is their 4th pitcher of the night. 0-1 on the year, making his 12th appearance. The Rays will have Carl Crawford, Evan Longoria, and Carlos Pena coming up here. And just keep this in the back of your mind. Pena is 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 walks against Casilla.
You got the right guys up this inning. Carl Crawford, his speed leading off, followed by Longoria and Pena, and then Bartlett behind that. Should it get there?
Carlos due to hit 3rd. And here's Crawford. Bounces into the shortstop. Going to be a tough play. He's aboard. Carl Crawford beats out the infield hit. Little chopper to short. And Carl is aboard.
You know, it looked like Cabrera was going to have a play, but he got nothing on this ball. The ball took a big hop in front of the plate, a long hop there. He just couldn't get anything on the ball, on the run right there. Crawford, of course, shooting baseball and infield hits. He smelled it as soon as he hit that ball on the ground.
Evan Longoria. Evan 0 for 4 tonight. Crawford on for the second straight time with a base hit. The pitch is a strike. Garcia tried to hurry his delivery to the plate.
Aaron has already showed he'll pitch out 0-1, so you got to be careful here.
Down, backhanded by Suzuki.
There's not too many pitches that get by him, is there? Played that one like a third baseman, which is what you're supposed to do if the ball goes that wide on you. You can't shift over there. You just backhand it.
1-1 the count. Crawford with the lead. Longoria fouls it back. 1-2 now.
Healthy swing right there. Got a pretty good pitch to hit too. 93. Was right in the wheelhouse. Evan just fouled it back, straight back. Gotta be careful on the 1-2 pitch out also.
And a little piece of it to stay alive. Count is still 1-2. Pitch moving away from the Rays' third baseman. Toss to first. Back in.
Like to get that count to 2-2 so Carl can run and take away the pitch out.
And pitch in the dirt. He went around, says Alfonso Marquez, and he's out on strikes. Well, Longoria tried to check, but he strikes out.
A little breaking ball right there. They got it right. He did go. Couldn't hold up on it. Breaking ball in the dirt.
And now it's Carlos Pena. Pena 0 for 3 with a walk. Batting with Crawford aboard.
A lot of times these types of games, from my experience, they end in a long one, just like this.
Well, let's hope so.
You try to bunt, you try to get guys over, you get them in a square position, and usually it ends with a home run.
Carlos has connected off Garcia. First pitch is away, and he connected to win the Rays' only other extra inning game this year when he homered off the left-hander Phil Koch. That was at the new Yankee Stadium. Went 10 innings, and the Rays won that game 4-3. And there's a shot. Back into right. Cunningham to the track. Leaps. And he makes the catch.
Wow.
Couple of steps from the wall all the way back to the warning track as Pena hit it hard. Cunningham grabbed it.
Well, they play deep as it is, and the right guy to play deep on. Carlos Pena, I mean, he just missed it. He got a little bit off the end. He just missed that by about a half an inch and going out off the bat there. Right up against the fence. It's a nice run and play by Cunningham. That ball been down about a half inch on the bat, he would have hit that ball out of the ballpark.
So now 2 outs with Crawford at first, and here's Jason Bartlett. Rays will see if they can get Crawford into scoring position. Bartlett hits it down the line and left, foul. Well, line drives everywhere.
Oh, you're not kidding. Just misses tonight, a lot of them. some point, Carl will try to get into scoring position. Again, it's that pitch out count, but doesn't mean he can throw him out even on a pitch out.
Swing and a miss. 2. Crawford reached on the hit, on the infield base hit. Longoria struck out trying to check his swing. Pena lined one to the warning track and right. Now Bartlett down 0-2.
Now Suzuki wants to get the sign from Bob Guerin, the manager, because he's not sure if it was a pitch out or throw over sign. It was one of the two. And that should alert Carl Crawford.
Pitch is down. Ball 2 strikes. Outman, Wirtz, Bailey, now Casilla. Crawford with his lead. He's going. The pitch down and away, and the throw is not a good throw. And Crawford is successfully in at second with his 25th stolen base of the year.
Good pitch to run on. Casilla going for the strikeout right here with the slider. Great pitch to run on. Right time to do it. Suzuki just tried to backhand it like an infielder and get rid of it. And with Carl Crawford's speed, there's just no chance.
Carl still perfect on the bases for Alltel Wireless. There's a circle for everyone. Call 510 or 20 free numbers on any network with My Circle exclusively from Alltel. So now Kurt Young out there to talk with Casilla.
Well, this is where Jason Bartlett's been so good. Runners in scoring position. Another tough situation, 2-2. Casilla throws hard. He's got a 93 fastball, and he throws those sliders. You got to look hard and adjust to the slider and try to shoot it into right field. The outfield is shallow now with Carl Crawford on second.
And the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. He threw him a slider, started it in, and broke it over. And so Bartlett is caught looking to retire the side. Rays do not score. We're tied 2-10. Rays left a man at second in the 10th. They left 2 men aboard in the 9th. Left him loaded in the 8th. Left a man at third base in the 7th. So we go to the 11th. Aaron Cunningham will lead off, and back to the mound goes J.P. Howell. The Rays have Dan Wheeler up in the bullpen, and he has been joined by Joe Nelson. It's Cunningham, and a broken bat, 1 hopper to short. Bartlett makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that's going to be it for Howell, who was on to face the number 9 hitter. And so with the top of the order, Cabrera due up, the call is going to go to Wheeler. And it would appear that he would be in for Cabrera and Suzuki. And if they got any deeper, that's why Nelson is up. So we'll be back with the new Rays pitcher in a moment.
Matt Holliday with 2-1 and 1 out, and then Giambi to get out of the 9th inning. The ground ball to Iwamura right there. 10th inning also went 1-2-3, and he got the first out here in the 11th. 6 outs, 6 hitters, 6 outs.
So Cabrera steps in here with a couple of hits tonight, 2 out of 4. And the first pitch, he takes a fastball for a strike.
Great location right there, Dan Wheeler. Good strikeout to walk ratio. 12 strikeouts, only 4 walks. He painted right there on the first pitch.
Up with the pitch. 1-1. Cabrera opened this game with a ground single up the middle. And a base hit third base way in the 9th. In between, he was caught looking by Shields in the 3rd. Got him on a fly ball to right in the 6th. And this one is up a little bit. 2 balls and a strike. Wheeler last worked on Friday in the Cleveland series. Pitched 1 scoreless inning and picked up a win in that 8-7 victory. The 2-1. It's foul back. 2-2.
Big swing by Cabrera. He thought he should have done some damage with that, I guess.
He's been busy all night.
He has been.
Yankees have beaten Baltimore 9-1. Here it's 2-2 to Cabrera. And a liner into right. That ball's going to be caught by Zobrist for the out. Wheeler just stayed with a fastball to Cabrera and got him for out number 2.
Ben had him played perfectly too. That ball was just right at him.
Now Kurt Suzuki, the catcher, will bat. He sacrificed his last time in the 9th inning. Two outs, bases empty. First pitch is a strike. Started him with a slider. Outfield spread out for Suzuki. This one is down. 1-1. See, up to just a couple of steps shaded toward right center, straightaway center.
They're kind of bunched in the outfield. The lines, they give Suzuki the lines. He sprays the ball. That's what he does. Left center, right center. They'll give him the lines in the outfield.
This pitch missed down and away. Fastball. And it's 2-1.
That's where you want to be, though. That's a good pitch right there. Just missed.
Pitch. Oh, that was pretty close right there. Now it's 3 balls and a strike.
Take a look at this pitch right here. Wow. That's
my goodness.
Like it had paint right there. Barksdale usually calls that pitch. Looked like it was right there in the outside corner.
So it makes it 3-1.
Make it any better than that.
And there's ball 4. Wow.
Well, that tightened up the last 3 pitches all of a sudden. Even that last pitch.
So the walk. Suzuki goes to first, and Jack Cust will be the hitter. Let's take a look at that last pitch.
I mean, it might have been down. It's not where the catcher catches it. It's where it crosses the knees.
So Madden out. He wants to make a pitching change, and so Joe Nelson will come on to face Cust. We'll be back with a new pitcher in a moment. Joe Nelson, the new pitcher for the Rays, with 2 outs and a runner at first in the 11th inning. He's on to face the left-handed bat of Jack Cust.
And one of the reasons he's facing Cust is because of the great changeup. He's going to need it because this guy is all or nothing at all.
The Rays have the shift on. The first pitch is a strike.
Matt Holliday on deck, because that's the second time we've seen him do that. We saw him yesterday bunt in the first inning for a base hit. I don't think in this situation that's what Bob Guerin's looking for. Not from your 3-hitter here against the righty.
And a ground ball headed to second, and it comes up and skips away from Bartlett. Aki came up with the carom, and that's going to be an error now charged to Bartlett.
And it's just a routine ground ball. I mean, he did his job, Joe Nelson. This one just comes up on him. Quick hop right there. Comes up on Jason. And no chance for Aki.
So 2 men on now, and that moves Suzuki up to second. Jim Hickey comes out to talk with Nelson. Well, he got what he wanted out of
Sure
Cust.
did. Yep.
But he's going to have to get an extra out here in the 11th inning.
And what Jim Hickey's talking about there is, say, you got a base open, even though it's at third base. Not that you're going to try to pitch around Holiday. You want to get him out, but you know, Giambi on deck. It's a similar situation to Cuss because a changeup would be effective on the lefty. You want to make sure you make some really good pitches here, but I'm sure Jim Hickey said not be too fat on the plate here.
Holiday takes the pitch, and that's in there for a strike.
Well, I understand what Holiday's saying because the ones Dan Mueller made were just as good as that. And he didn't call 3 in a row.
Yeah, that strike zone got tight all of a sudden.
For a few pitches it did.
Strike 2. Holiday's not happy.
Aaron's not happy. Nelson's happy.
Oh, a little bit wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Walk and an error. 2 on, 2 out. The 1-2. And again down. That squares the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Holiday walked back in the first, single in the 7th. 1 for 3. The 2-2 upstairs, and the count is full. So full count, 2 outs, which means the runners will be breaking with this pitch.
A reminder there by Diana Navarro, just that. Play to beat the first base. Sit on the ground.
3-2. Swinging a long one. Deep to left, and that's going to get out of here. Boy, he really parked that one on a 3-2 pitch. Holiday hits his 5th home run of the year. A 3-run shot. And that makes it 3-0 Oakland.
Let's take a look at the 3-2 pitch. Yeah, he just got it up. Change up. About 5 high right there.
And a 3-run blast by Holiday. And all of a sudden, here in the 11th, Oakland with 2 outs scores 3 on 1 swing of the bat. Giambi. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch low again.
It goes back to what I was saying, that you got a base opener at third. I mean, he did throw the changeup, but you didn't really have to throw a strike. If you get him to chase it, fine. If not, you got Giambi.
And now it's 3-0. Giambi. There's a strike. 3-1. So 1-run charge to Wheeler. It will be unearned. That makes him the pitcher of record. And Nelson charged with a couple runs on the home run, and now he walks Giambi. So after the error, the home run and a walk, and Adam Kennedy is the hitter. Going to get a runner for Giambi over at first base. Rajah Davis will run for Jason Giambi.
They'll look to try to get that fourth run too. They'll look to try to get Davis in scoring position right here. So he can fly.
Davis back in with the step back by Nelson. There goes Davis, not wasting any time. Throw down is not in time. That ball skipped in and away from Bartlett. So it's a stolen base for Davis. 1-0 the count to Kennedy. So they steal their way into scoring position with Davis. Kennedy out after that one. 1-1. Runs, 5 hits tonight for Oakland. And there's a looper up the left side. That's going to fall in there for a base hit. And that will score Davis as Kennedy heads into second with a double. And now it's 4-0. So Davis crosses the plate on the double by Kennedy.
And all with 2 out, nobody on right there. Another ball up. Kennedy likes the ball up. Just pops it into left field. Down the left field line. Seen him do that many times.
Ryan Sweeney. Pitch is a strike on the outer part of the plate. Sweeney, nothing of 3 with a sacrifice. A 1-1 count. Number third base side, tough play. Glove by Longoria, throw to first, not in time. The runner's going to try to score, and Kennedy is out at the plate to end the inning. So Sweeney reached on the little infield hit, and Kennedy out, trying to score from second on that number. The big blow, the Holiday home run. We go to the bottom of the 11th, 4-0 Oakland. Well, the difference in this game, one swing of the bat by Matt Holliday in the top half of the 11th. He made it 3-0. They added another run. So it's a 4-0 deficit for the Rays as they come into bat in the bottom of the 11th inning, and Willie Ibar will lead off against Russ Springer, the 5th pitcher of the night employed by Oakland. First pitch to Ibar is a strike.
Yeah, all these guys out of the bullpen, they've been super. Springer's a veteran guy, of course, but that bullpen, once again, that bullpen ERA is the strength of the A's. Third in the American League in ERA.
Pitch is high, it's 1-1. Casilla works one inning. He becomes the pitcher of record for Oakland. Pitch is down from Springer. It's 2-1. Out of here, and that makes it 4-1. Well, there's one run back.
There's one. You keep grinding.
His first home run of the year. There wasn't much doubt about that one.
Yeah, there's a fastball. Suzuki setting up away, and the ball ran in and really jumped all over it.
The board, and here's Akadori Iwamura. Fouls it back, strike one. The Rays are now down by 3. He lines it foul up the right side beyond the bullpen. 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Hockey went after the pitch up and is out on strikes. No, that's 13 strikeouts by Oakland pitching tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen some good arms. That was just a bad pitch that Aki chased right there, but we've seen some really good arms, especially Bailey. Bailey's really impressive.
Now Ben Zobrist, who was walked intentionally as a pinch hitter in the 9th. Bats trying to work his way aboard. Takes a pitch. That's a strike. A's have Hanahan now at third, with Crosby moving over to play first. Davis stays on to play center field, and Sweeney moves to right. The 0-1 popped up, foul. That's going to carry out of play. So the count, 2 strikes. Springer, 40-year-old right-hander. Pitch is high. 1-2.
He's been doing that a lot tonight by design, going up with 2 strikes. Suzuki almost stands up. give that location.
And the pitch is lifted into left. Holiday is there, and he makes the catch. 2 gone. So 2 outs with a run home. Deanna Navarro will come on to hit. Springer spent the last couple years in St. Louis. He first got to the big leagues in 1992 with the Yankees. And here's Navarro. He pops it up right side. Kennedy is settling under this one, and he makes the catch. This game is over. Rays score a run in the 9th inning on the Ibar home run, and that's it. It's a 4-1 final as the Rays drop this one in 11 innings. Our variety